and the debt limit, something that we've been talking about for months. Again, a manufactured crisis. There is
a manufactured crisis? You want to see a manufactured crisis, lady? Look down south that you created at the U.S.-Mexico border. Our first story of the day is regarding yesterday's White House press briefing, where Fox News reporter Jacqui Heinrich questions Karine Jean-Pierre on why Joe Biden's talking about meal vouchers and hosting a movie night amidst all this chaos that is happening around the United States. Wait for a response, folks. But before we jump into anything, as always, support a true American patriot by hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave us a short, sweet comment down below. The question of the day for the comment section is this: how many illegal immigrants do you think are going to pour across the border every day in Arizona and Texas? Is it 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20,000? We would love to hear from you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
The president, you have laid out all the things that the White House wants to tackle, from the country careening toward a debt limit crisis to, the southern border preparing for up to 12,000 illegal crossings a day, potentially, after Title 42 ends this week. You opened the briefing talking about the crisis of gun violence. Why is the president talking about meal vouchers for canceled flights and holding a movie night at the White House with all those things going on?
Because he's president, and there are multiple things that the president does, and he can talk about the potential manufacturing crisis that House Republicans have put forth, and that could happen if they don't get back to regular order. He can talk about how he's delivering for families. I think the airlines...
Did she just say he could talk about how he's delivering for families? Joe Biden's screwing you, folks, big time. The Democrat Party is really screwing you with this guy in office. But don't worry, he's going to give you the deliverables, folks. He's going to take care of you.
Announcement that the president made is incredibly important to American families across the country. I hope you think so as well. I mean, when you think about what American families have to pay out of pocket because things that are not their fault, this is important. You ask me many times what the president is doing to lower cost for the American people. We just heard from the president. So that is one way that he is using and making sure that the administration works for American families. He should talk about that. He should talk about those things. He should be able to do multiple things as a president, and that's what you're seeing from him today.
We all know Joe Biden can't do multiple things. The guy could barely talk and read from a teleprompter at the exact same time. And you got to love the whole fact that, well, he's having a movie night. My question is what time is this movie night happening? Because we saw from a report from Axios that his own White House aides are having trouble creating a schedule for him outside the realm of like 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Anything outside of those, they can't really schedule the guy for anything because he's sleepy. He doesn't have the stamina that he used to have. That's according to them, not me.
About, Memorial Day flights, but that's 3 weeks away from now. He said, preparing, looking ahead to Memorial Day weekend. So it causes the question of, is the president really focused on today's biggest issues when everyone in here is asking about Title 42, the debt ceiling, mass shooting over the weekend, and we didn't hear the president talk about any of those things.
Damn, Jacqui. God, that's why she's the best, man. She's Wonder Woman, folks. That's the nickname we gave her. Look. She goes, hey, it's 3 weeks away. Why is he talking about Memorial Day? Like, what the hell? Amidst of everything going on, really? Memorial Day? That's what the guy wants to talk about? Not the banking crisis that's happening right now with the domino effect of different banks falling apart and having JP Morgan Bank pick up the tab on First Republic Bank. You're not going to talk about Title 42, the massive flood, the tsunami wave that's about to come at the U.S.-Mexico border. You're not going to talk about that. You're not talking about the China and the shenanigans that's going on with them of sending over another balloon that we're supposedly tracking around Hawaii. Lord only knows where that's at. I mean, there's thing after thing after thing, and the guy's holding a movie night talking about meal vouchers. Jacqui, phenomenal job, girl.
American families, everyday families, are thinking about Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, God. This is so reminiscent of when hot dog prices were through the roof. They were talking about how they were lowering the price of hot dogs. And you should all be stoked about it, right? For 4th of July. Do you guys remember the barbecue? Honestly, anybody in here, you let me know. Honestly, I don't even remember Memorial Day was coming up in 3 weeks. I can't even think that far ahead. All right. Is anybody here like having grand old plans about Memorial Day and really thinking about that right now? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are like, yep, Brad, we're all of us in here right now are thinking about Memorial Day. I don't know a single person. It's anecdotal, but hell, what the hell is she talking about? Oh, Americans are really thinking about this right now. No, they're not. No, there's so much crap going on. Who the hell even remembers that Memorial Day is even coming up? I mean, it's a serious holiday, folks, but nonetheless, it's 3 weeks away. Come on.
They are. They are thinking about how are they going to travel with their family, with their kids. They care about what the president said today. So that does matter. Title 42, what's happening on Thursday, the lifting of Title 42, we've been talking about it over and over again for the past several weeks about how we're preparing for the lift of Title 42, the programs that we put in place without the help of House Republicans or House Republicans in Congress more general.
Oh, just Congress more in general. Folks, in the comment section or in the live chat, let's see. House of Representatives. What's the other side of Congress that Democrats have a hold of right now? What's that called? Anybody want to let me know who they are called? It starts with a D and ends with rats. Oh, Democrats. That's right. You see what she does there? She caught herself because she was going to say Democrats. She's like, well, the Congress at large, right? There's Congress at whole, the whole of Congress. We're not going to talk about who has the other side of Congress. Amazing how she does that. And then you got these knuckleheads, right? These leftists just drooling at the mouth, going, oh, yeah, look at her. Yeah, it's the Republicans' fault. Oh, it's all Republicans. Yeah, oh, do you see them? Those bigots, those racists. Look at them. They don't want to figure out anything. It's all their fault.
And the debt limit, something that we've been talking about for months. Again, a manufactured crisis. There is
a manufactured crisis? You want to see a manufactured crisis, lady? Look down south that you created at the U.S.-Mexico border, of which Title 42, an actual manufactured crisis, because you guys were the ones that were pushing it. Wait till our second segment, folks. We're going to talk about that whole thing. You literally manufactured this crisis. Like, you literally did it. In the same way you manufactured the crisis on inflation because you pumped out COVID stimulus checks like they were hotcakes. You manufactured all this crap. You literally created a bleep storm, and now you're trying to fix it all, and you can't because the dullard that made the mess, he doo-dooed his pants, can't clean it up. I mean, both literal and metaphorical. The guy duties his pants, he can't clean it up. He duties and craps all of America metaphorically and can't clean it up either. And you're going to tell us it's Republicans that are manufacturing the whole thing? Jesus, this lady's nuts.
Process here. Republicans are refusing to use the process. They are refusing to use the process. There's no disconnect. No.
Being the uniter-in-chief and you guys calling out, as you always talk about it.
There's no disconnect. There's no disconnect. It is
well done,
very
Jacqui.
clear. The president can do multiple things at the same time. He can call out ways that the American people are being harmed by not Congress, House Republicans refusing to do the job that they're supposed to do, something that they have done. Congress has done more broadly, 78 times since 1960. Yes, he's going to call that out. That's regular order to do your job, to do your constitutional duty. And then talk about what we're doing to make it a little bit easier for American families to travel. Yeah, you know what? Some regular folks are thinking about Memorial Day. Some everyday Americans are thinking about how they're going to visit their grandparents, how they're going to visit family members, how they're going to get around the country around Memorial Day weekend. That is incredibly important to American families.
The fact that she has a serious face on it. It's just, that's the best callback that I can remember was the whole 4th of July barbecue event that your hot dogs are going to be a little bit cheaper by a few cents. I actually remember Peter Doocy calling her out on that. The same thing here. The dude's talking about meal vouchers and holding a movie night that he's probably not going to stay awake for at the White House. Amid all this crap that's taking place. That's why it always bugged me when certain presidents, even like Trump did this all the time, he would go out golfing and the guy still did a better job of running things than Joe Biden did. But the point I'm trying to make is when there's bleep hitting the fan, the PR, the public relations side of it, the image of the president doing certain things, you'd have to think like, hey, you know what? Maybe we probably shouldn't host a movie night right now. Things are kind of rough. Maybe we probably shouldn't do this. Maybe we shouldn't have the president being locked in the basement the entire time. Maybe we should have him chauffeured around the country talking about whatever's important to him. He can't do any of that. But don't worry, guys. He can do two things at once. Oh, yeah. No, he can't. That's why nobody ever sees him. That's why he doesn't do interviews, because he can't talk and chew gum at the same time. Usually it's chew gum and walk at the same time. He can't do that either. It's everything. Just lump it all in. He can't do it. He can't do it. Let us know what you think about that in the comment section below. Folks, really, honest to God, are you really thinking about Memorial Day? I am laughing at you because I know I'm not. I honest to God forgot that it was coming up in it's 3 weeks ahead. Let's focus on the now a little bit, huh? We got enough to worry about in this country. Memorial Day coming up. Jesus.
I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.